My first visit to Ireland was slow-paced and grounded. I met some lovely people, had some hands-on history lessons, and got to do some digging into my ancestry. Ancestry was a big theme for me during this trip, and also how every art that we have has played a role in revolution and resistance, and is a great thread for reconnection.
You see the stars in my eyes. Do you care? You keep moving one step ahead. I'm just stumbling along. I wanna keep on knocking.
When in Dublin, I visited museums, but I mainly spent most of my time in the Botanic Gardens. The moment I arrived to Ireland, something felt familiar, and it was comforting.
What do you do with me, oh sweet lover? My body's weak.
To connect to the land, Botanic Gardens are always some of the best places to find resources on native plants in the area, folklore, history, and usually gives me a much better understanding of the land that I'm on. Plus, Botanic Gardens usually have inexpensive or free tours. I took one that was specific to highlighting significant plants in Irish history.
Get lonely, like you know that I do.
There was also an exhibit of quilts that was displayed in the gardens, which I had a deeper appreciation for since I had just finished listening to the Quiltingologies podcast episode. I had never seen quilts as expressive as these before, and the intentions behind them made them all the more impressive. Themes like generational ties, a love for nature, grief, and the fear of the unknown. I highly recommend that podcast episode, by the way, so I'll link it in the description in case you're interested. To make things even better, the National Botanic Gardens here in Dublin shares a fence with a historic cemetery, so that was a nice history stroll as well, though I didn't get the time to attend any of the tours.
Gonna keep on knocking. You won't open the door and let me in.
So our host Neve was so sweet. She said, "Oh, do you like graveyards?" And I said, "Yes, absolutely." And so she took me to this graveyard that her family is buried in. And it used to be an old pagan burial site. And it's just really cool to see this whole family history and look at this view. Oh, it's just starting to rain, of course, right now. But this is the view. And now it's a Christian burial site, of course.
What do you do with me, oh sweet lover? My body's weary and bent out of shape. Just send me down to the gallows, my dear. There you'll be waiting my fate. What do you do with me, oh sweet lover? My body's weary and bent out of shape. Just send me down to the gallows, my dear.
The place I stayed for the next month was a little further north. I spent some time helping in a garden of a retired botanist who I absolutely asked him way too many questions, and was also given access to a closet full of locally spun yarn. And my favorite, taught a little bit of ceramics from our host.
Like this, so like a T, so pushing down on the side of your hand, like, you know what I mean, like this.
Like this.
But if that's not comfortable, I'm just conscious my hands are dirty.
It's okay.
It was just the coolest thing.
Neve was working on a project and helping with restoration of some of the abbeys around Ireland. While she worked in her studio and I experimented with the pottery, she taught me so much about the historic ways of building these abbeys and the intricacy of the process of each tile that she worked on, using that knowledge as inspiration to get as close to the original methods as she could. She gave me a small piece of plaster to create a stamp, so that I could tell my pieces apart from the others in her kiln. I decided to go with my name in Babayan, which is the pre-colonial alphabet of the Philippines. Looking back now, I like that I kept the theme of my ancestry involved every step of the way. I think the stamp came out nicely. I'm out looking for some plants to put into to press into the clay so that I can make something out of it in this beautiful garden. So let's go find some plants. She also taught me the basics of slab building with clay and pressing imprints of plants or other things into the surface. I think this method would be such a fun craft to incorporate plant allies in a full ritual, or just something as an offering for that plant spirit. But for now, I thought that it would be a nice gift for my mom's birthday in a few months, if the cup came out through the whole process. I went with a lot of juniper, since that's one of my favorite allies as I grew up in the Rockies. When I wasn't working, much of my days were spent in the studio experimenting. On top of getting to help inside this massive, gorgeous garden, I really enjoyed learning the names of the plants that he'd collected over the years, growing massive trees from saplings, each plant having a backstory or a fact that he was happy to share. Plus, I was really happy to be surrounded by nature again. Good morning. Our host just gave me a whole plethora of other things to go through, and it's very exciting. So since we've been here, it's a very creative space, it feels. When we first arrived, there is still a whole closet full of yarn. And apparently it was by some local weaver. Incredible. And our host gave me full access to do whatever I wanted with it. So I've been working on, really I've just been kind of like playing around with these things. Just granny squares, but I think I'm gonna turn them into a bag for somebody that I am planning to meet later on my journey in Ireland, as well as these are some of the swatches that I made, but I made them into like snail coasters. They're not fully finished or very good, but I think they're cute and kind of gave me a good idea of kind of how they feel after I block them and wash them, because it's old yarn. It is old. So that being said, also I have this huge rip in my pants here, and I've been meaning to fix it. So our host took me up to this second closet, and it's just full of craft items. And apparently there was this older woman, she was in her 90s, and when she passed away, her daughter gave our host all of her craft things. So she was an avid knitter, she was a sewer, she had all of these different things, trinket collector for sure. I have been finding some goodies in here. So I do have a little bit of denim fabric in order to patch up my jeans eventually, but that's not gonna happen quite yet. I grabbed a few pairs of knitting needles just kind of to see what I could do. Tried knitting in well over a decade, so we'll see how that goes. And then there's just these, look at this box of just items. So there's just this huge box of items and buttons. And I've been going through and finding all sorts of very interesting things. So there are bits and parts of rosaries. There are these little old candles. There are these, I think is kind of interesting. Keys, buttons, all these different medallions. This woman was clearly very Catholic, if these were all hers, which I assume they were, but just a bunch of random things. It's very much crow's nest in here, and it's so much fun to go through. So that being said, there are so many things in here that I think I'm going to maybe try to add to my throwing kit, as well as I think I'm going to make this into a bag and sew some of the buttons on there. And if I have the ability and the time, I think I will be making a cardigan or a sweater or something. And now that I have access to buttons, I can do that as well. So I've just been making things. But yeah, there are just a ton of just trinkets, and I'm having a great time looking through. And I just know, like, look at this key. Look at these. These are just, where did the other one go? I know it still is pretty neat. So, be setting that one out. Oh, it's a little dusty.
We had the radio on, we were all just chatting away. We didn't really know, he was very in the background, we didn't really know that he was recording. Go from warm brown to sort of a purple, depending on how
warm brown.
applied. Reddish on is off. So I'll have the car, you know. And at some point. Okay.
Ooh, this is pretty.
Right?
Yeah.
Now if we go, it will look completely different. But it's just, it highlights details really nicely.
Yeah.
Even a fingerprint would highlight, you know.
Oh, that's super pretty.
Yeah.
So I'll do the pour and then I kind of do a little, or no, you said you pour it straight to the top.
Pour it up to the brim and then a quick flip over.
Okay.
Right? Not so much that it splashes everywhere, but just like one of
Just like
those.
that.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So it's about 3 seconds or so and you're going to leave it in there for. Right, right up to the top.
Oh my god, I'm not left-handed. Okay. Just like,
That's it. Don't flip it back too soon, you'll get it dribbled down. And if you want to put, you can then just dip down into the jar there, just create an airlock. Yeah, that's it. Lovely. And that's it. You tip it just sideways so that the drip can come off on one end. Yeah, that's good. That's going to be gorgio.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Feel dark and moody and such.
Yeah.
And then just straight through.
Yeah. I'm done.
Gotta document what's supposed to be green and what's supposed to be black. No, that's not the black.
That's yellow.
This
the black
is
is
the
over
yellow.
there.
Well, I guess it kind of looks black. It's like a dark brown. Book on like herbalism and stuff now, and very cool. She's a very cool person. I should have foraged these things throughout the week, but I forgot because I'm a forgetful person. But it is Saturday. Saturday is the day of Saturn. And right now is the hour of the sun. I really wanted to forage during the hour of Mars, but I missed it because I was actually out gardening and then I forgot. First, I'm gonna forage some nettle, and then the second, I'm going to forage some rose thorns. So this app is called Planetario, I don't know. But it's great because it's free and it tells you kind of the day, the ruler of the day, as well as the ruler of the hour and how much time you have, and the coming up rulers. So that's always super nice and nifty, and it also gives you kind of like a little cheat sheet of what you can use them for. Creativity, self-expression for the sun. I would also say, let's click on the sun. I think it has, yeah, see success, career success, public speaking, all these things, and it kind of gives you like a little rundown of the planets and the hours and what their correlations are. So that's always super helpful if you are still learning those. Then you can also set little alarms, which I think I should have done. So let's do Venus and the moon, just in case I forget for the next one. And then it'll actually pop up on my phone and it'll remind me that it's the hour of Venus or the hour of the moon. And that's just, it's been really helpful because, like I said, I'm a forgetful person, so this helps a ton. So we're doing nettle shortbread for a couple of reasons. First of all, the people that I'm staying with are just so incredibly nice. So I would love to make them just a little treat or something because they've been making me treats. And so why not give them treats? I've also been helping out with their gardens. So there are a ton of patches of nettle. And of course, nettle is abundant. And so they are not well loved. I personally really like nettle. They're really, really nutritious for you. They've got a lot of really good vitamins. They're so good for you. So I decided I want to make a couple of recipes with them. And the first one that I'm trying is this shortbread. So I went out and I gathered a bunch of nettle. I dried out the leaves because I don't really have a ton of time. I did end up just sticking them in the oven and drying them out that way. And then I put them into a little bullet blender and I blended them into a powder. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm going to leave the recipe down below if you want to try making it yourself. Nettle is also associated, if you want to get witchy with it, with uncrossing, with cleansing, with banishing, with protection, with prosperity. So there's a lot of different things that you could make this shortbread for. I think I am just gonna do it as an uncrossing protection type of deal because why not? You know, you could always use a little bit of uncrossing, a little bit of cleansing, and everybody could always use some protection. See how it goes. Okay, flour, nettle powder, oh fuck, I don't have baking powder. Do I have to go and walk and go get baking powder? I was wondering if you had baking powder that I could take.
Come in.
Okay.
I hope you weren't working in the rain.
No, I don't think it rained yet, did it?
It's done a little.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. We might have missed it. We just got done with lunch, so
Okay.
thank you. So maybe we had good timing.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Right, so good luck with your baking.
Thank you. That kind of defeats the purpose of making something for someone if you're using their ingredients, huh? But that's all right. It's two. Okay, egg yolk.
Wild roses, half lit in the field, speaking more than I could ever say.
Now, we're gonna have to
Cutouts in the darkness, I can see you still climbing up the corners of your frame.
so ugly.
Make me into a golden token. Skip the stones on a creek. Every word we have quietly spoken, hanging in the air like strings. I found you just like an open window inside a new shade of green. I could live under this open window. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. Baby, your color burns.
The kiln is being opened, so let's go see my finished pieces.
Next up, it's Olivia. Dun, dun, dun. Probably delicate. If I glaze them on the outside, the color.
It's so pretty. I'm shocked with how it came out actually. Oh, the little
Yeah, I did. I made
Wide awake,
cut out
He'll
my
be delighted.
artwork.
Yes, he made some impressions.
left in the margins of a
picture of Marshall.
Fragility of all this stresses me out.
Huh?
The fragility of all this stresses me out.
But
All
you know
this
what?
quarter.
It's pretty
Yeah,
robust
that's-
now. When it's bone dry, it's at its most fragile, you know?
Good morning. It's the next day after we opened the kiln, and I am testing one of the mugs. This is the imprint mug where I just grabbed a bunch of, it's mainly juniper, but there's some other plants in there that I kind of just put an imprint in there, and I really liked the way that it turned out. I'm actually really surprised that I had so many really good turnouts. It kind of looks like an urn, to be honest, but I really like the colors, very crocodile vibes. I have no idea what it would be used for. There's not a lid. I feel like this should have a lid, but it doesn't. I'm happy with the way they turned out. I will probably be mailing most, if not all, of these things out to give to other people in order to not have to carry them, because I can't carry them in my suitcase with me. I can't really take them around the world. So most likely they'll just turn into some gifts for my friends. I do really want to keep a couple of them though. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to keep a couple of them. This one's really cute too. I really like the way that the green glaze turned out on the white clay. I guess it's a copper oxide mixture, so that's why the green looks kind of metallic, which I think is super cool. I did, however, already set up my altar, so I think I'm going to keep this mini altar. I don't know how I'm going to do it. It might fit inside of my box, and then I can just get rid of some of the oils and such, but I kind of want to keep this mini altar. It's really cute, and this turned out really nice. I really like the grittiness of it and kind of how natural looking it is. And the incense holders do work right here. And there's my stamp. I think it turned out really well. My other favorite one is this mug that I actually made specifically for my partner. I know that the stamp is usually on the bottom of things like this, but I really like putting the stamp out and very visible. And then I have a bunch of lemon balm that I took from this garden and I just dried out, and I'm using this bowl for it. I'm really proud of it. I'm really happy, and I'm really grateful that our host allowed us to use the studio and be creative, and she said that I'll have to come back and do some more sometime. So guess this is not going to be my last time in Ireland. Definitely not. But I'm going to get ready and head out to do some gardening for a little bit. And then I have this cardigan that I've been trying to make our host because I feel like she's been so generous with all of the crafty items that she's offered, that she's, let me had access to. So I wanted to make her something. And I've been trying to make this willow granny square cardigan. I haven't really recorded any of the crafting that I've really done. I've just been kind of doing it off camera and enjoying that. If you remember that giant closet of yarn, I have been crocheting away, and I will be meeting another online witchy friend in 2 days on Saturday for a Beltana Fire Festival. Super excited. So let me show you what I made her. Just another crochet bag. Have a little button from the trinket things. I don't know, trinket box. And I think it's cute. I thought the colors reminded me of mossy forest, mossy woodland. My partner said it's giving Shrek. And now I can't unsee it. So hopefully she doesn't think so, but we'll see. This cardigan, I'm going to try to finish before we leave. We only have another week left, which is really sad. I don't want to leave here. I've just been enjoying my time with the family and with the garden and with the pottery and crocheting and everything. It's been really cool. And I learned so much in the process of the actual pottery as well, and how everything is made and the intricacies of glaze. It's really fascinating. It's really, really cool. Okay, well, I'm gonna go do some gardening, and then I've got a video to edit. I still am finishing that video from Germany and Italy and Austria, but once I get that one done, I can actually start working on the Ireland videos, and that one, obviously, I'm very excited to start. And then I still want to finish this cardigan for my host. So that's kind of the idea of what we're going to be doing today. But, yeah. This is the first half of this Ireland vlog. In the next video, I'm going to be searching for some of my ancestors' graves at a graveyard and going to the Beltana Fire Festival with a new witchy friend. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Stay curious, and may your gods treat you as you've treated others. Bye.